And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. First carry here for Ken Walker. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. They're just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try for the first with Walker. That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there. Again, it's Walker. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On play action, they'll throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going up top for Kupp. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. Looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down inbounds. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. Just 21 yards on the punt there. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
Throwing is Hurts. And this is incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one. Now Hurts changing up the play. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. That is caught. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to move the sticks with a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches. But they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Barkley. And a short gain down to about the 33. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. We're scoreless after 1. Now 2nd quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
No touch that. Hey. No touch.
Here's Hurts to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd down and a yard.
No touch that. No touch that.
Hurts. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he rifles one incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Gets this to Saquon Barkley out of the backfield. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Hurts. He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Eagles are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will wind up way short of the landing zone. So that's going to move the ball all the way up to the 40-yard line. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Smith and Jigba in motion right. They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. Last week in that wild card win, only one catch, and now he's got his first catch here, and it's good for a first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this throw will be intercepted. Pushing his way inside the 40. And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 41. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call. Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
Guys, right. Good. 73. Delta.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he's got room. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Hey, easy, 63. Good, set. Hey, 73. Delta.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Touchdown, Eagles! Saquon Barkley from 8 yards out, and the Eagles go up by 2 touchdowns. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. He's got a man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That goes for a gain of 31. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Forced out to his left. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Let's go now.
Back to throw again. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Keely Ringo picks it off. And the Eagles are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
I believe this is what you would call growing pains here, partner, because this defense obviously took the challenge facing the rookie, and they wanted to help indoctrinate him to the NFL. So now the big question is, Can he answer that challenge and rebound with plenty of time remaining in this game?
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with a 14-0 lead, they may just try to get this to the locker room. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, he's going to look downfield for Barkley. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Reek Woolen. Across midfield.
So first thing across my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. That is incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get the field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Being chased out left. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Myers' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Great, set. No touch.
Up the middle with Barkley. And some room to run now. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 74 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Derek Hall in there that time to get him to the turf.
And the passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
He'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Devontae Smith. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Eagles continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. And a pretty poor kick here. It doesn't make it to the landing zone. And that means they'll move the ball out to the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll set up to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. 2nd and 10 here as we sit in the 3rd quarter of this divisional round matchup. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Keely Ringo picks it off. And the Eagles are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
Well, it certainly felt like he was going to challenge this defense no matter what, and he stepped up and tried to throw it to the outermost edge of the zone coverage, and they were more than ready for him. The problem now is if they are limited in what they're doing throwing the football, they got to figure out how to move it without being able to throw it to the outside and throw it downfield.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Great. 73. 73.
Back to throw here. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end Goddard. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one a 1st down.
Great. 63. Get it.
Looking to throw. Rolling to his right. Looking here for Smith downfield. This is caught inside the 15. And they will finally catch him, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A big play there for Philly. 57 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll drop to throw. This is caught. Touchdown. Devontae Smith saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Eagles are able to stretch out their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the 1st half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Back to throw now on 1st down. Flushed out right. And this is going to be intercepted.
Well, let's face it, Brandon, they're down here in the 2nd half. Want to try and make something happen, and if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder. Because I think all he was trying to do was to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
But the good news for them, they got the football. The bad news, they have to go 99 yards here as they start this drive out on their own 1-yard line.
Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, Most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 30 yards there, and of course the first down as well. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Barkley, inside handoff. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
105 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this divisional round matchup.
They'll look to throw now on first down.
This one complete down the field to Goddard.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a first and 20. They'll look to throw here. Airing it out deep for Smith. And this is caught. Touchdown,
Devontae Smith.
51 yards.
And the Eagles are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this fourth quarter lead.
Elliott good with a PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a first and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. Now back to throw.
He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
53 yards.
And the Seahawks are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will cut this lead down to 25. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Eagles start to open this lead even wider here in the fourth. So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they knew this would be tough on the road, divisional round, and that has certainly been the case with the deficit they face in this fourth quarter.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here's 2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Back to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
In motion, the tight end. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down, eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And, oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
Picked off by Lewis Seen.
And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield. Hurts to his former Alabama teammate Smith for an Eagle first down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley to the 27-yard line.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And this is caught. It's Brown. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22.
Barkley will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
If you're going to keep these guys out of the end zone, you've got to be able to commit to stopping the run, and that's a nice job there getting the safeties involved in run support.
And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
And they're moving on to the conference championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feeling to get to the game that can get you to the Super Bowl. A fantastic season. Unfortunately, for the other team, a tough, tough way for it to end.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best